Hi guys, this is a recording of a webinar I did earlier today, trading my Ichimoku strategy. Good afternoon, welcome to the Algo Trader live webinar. Today it's the 19th of October 2022 and I'm going to show my live trading screen for my Ichimoku trading strategy. I covered the Ichimoku about a week ago, so if you want a refresher of what this algo will be doing, please take a look at that. So as you know, when you're trading, it can be actually quite boring because price just does not move that fast sometimes. So it can be like watching paint dry. So probably we'll be talking a fair bit about other things. So bear with us, and please do feel free to ask me any questions relating to trading or my trading strategy. Okay, before we launch into the trading, here is a risk announcement. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. The information presented in this video is neither trade recommendation or financial advice and therefore should not be interpreted as such. It is presented solely for educational purposes. Okay, that is that. If you want to read a little bit more about it, please go into About Me on the channel, or About Us on the channel. We are waiting for the regular open at 8:30 Chicago time. If you have any questions, suggestions, or anything you want to know about me, algo trading, or anything like that, please put it in the chat box. Welcome to Emma. Nice to have you, Dave. Thanks for coming. People will probably trickle in as the session starts, and I'm not really too sure how many people to expect, because this is just an open free webinar, no pre-registration. Okay, sound check everybody. I hope you can hear me clearly, and visually I hope you can see the NQ chart. It's on a 15-minute time frame with the Ichimoku indicator on it. Please type a Y or an N if you can hear me or not hear me. Let me know. Okay, the blue line is the opening level for the NQ at 8:30 Chicago time. The algo is now switched on, and we'll see what happens. As long as price remains below the Kumo cloud, I'm looking for short positions. So I would wait for retracements and then enter the trade. To me, this is still bearish. As long as the price is below the Kumo cloud, I'm looking for shorts. So in this case, wait for the price to pull back up and then go short. In this case, I am leaving the algo to do the trading, so it's basically an automated system. However, if you're a discretionary trader, just because you have created an algo, it doesn't have to be automated. You can still be a discretionary trader However, letting your algo lead the way by monitoring the various indicators, because as a human being you are going to get tired of looking at the upticks and downticks, the bars, monitoring which indicator is doing what, and is it positioned, when is the signal, and that sort of thing. The advantage of having automated system is that it will not hesitate on a single trade, whether it's entry or exit. Whereas if I was trading discretionarily, well, if I was manually trading this, seeing that long green candle, I would be so tempted to close my trade, wouldn't you? In the room we have Joe. Hi, Joe. Thank you for your question. Joe is basically asking why you, what am I looking at the moment to take my trades? Or basically, I think he's asking what is the algo, or what are the parameters of this particular algo. If you go into my previous Ichimoku strategy, which is online from a couple of weeks back, basically I wait, well, I'll just go through this again. Okay, first of all, the blue line and the yellow line need to cross, so it's a basic crossover. However, it depends where it's crossing. Here it's crossing above the cloud and the price is coming down. However, my algo is not triggered because I've set it to trigger once the price is below the cloud. Hence why I've got a short setup or a short signal below the cloud, because price could have easily just come to the top of the cloud and continued up. Okay, we all know how we've been caught in one of those. And also the checker span, this purple line, is below, it's still below sort of price at this point, although this green bar is saying something else, but basically the Chiku is still below price. So everything to me is saying bearish. This green candle to me is just telling me that people are closing their short positions here. I'm not going to do anything, Joe. I'll just wait. Okay, there you go. An entry has just been made. I think I will just close. I'm going to close this trade and switch it off because of the news. Order filled. We're expecting crude oil numbers and gasoline numbers to come out at 9:30. Okay, I closed the trade, but I forgot to switch off my algo. Okay, I'll just let this one play out and let's see what happens. Okay, like I expected, price has found a bit of resistance into the cloud. So basically, if price is within the cloud, my algo will not open a position. And in this particular Ichimoku indicator, I've got a midline, which is basically where the support and resistance within the cloud could be found. So we just watch the trade as we go in. If you have any questions, just put it in the chat. Emma is asking, how often do I do these live trades? At the moment, I don't really have a fixed time. It just depends on if somebody asks when, or depending on how many people want to come into the room. But with time, I'm hoping at least it will be every day. But for now, it's I'm just playing it by ear.
Order filled.
Okay, so the two first positions have been closed. With my manual strategy, or because of my human emotions, what I tended to do before is that when the first two positions have been, the targets have been met, what I'll tend to do is move my stop loss to break even +1. And what I found with that system is that price always had a tendency, the price had something against me. Yes, price had something against me. Don't we say that to ourselves? It would always come and hit my stop before actually going back in the direction it was supposed to in the first place. So now I'm a big fan of trailing stops. Initially, I didn't really like trailing stops at all. Because with trailing stops, I always found that still price would come and take out my trailing stop. Maybe just because I hadn't configured it properly or something. So in this case, I'm using the ATR trailing stop. The other one that I really like is the parabolic SAR trailing stop. Hi, Rick. Nice you could join us. Steve, good to see you. Yeah, I'm still expecting the cloud to be my resistance point, because if I see that price continues pushing up into the cloud, I am certainly going to bring in the human emotion and close my trade. And I really should be closing this until after the news, really. But it's just that everything at the moment is pointing down, you know. Okay, yeah, price can spike. It will probably spike and do all sorts of crazy things. Okay, let me close this and wait. Okay, so I've closed the position, and I will switch on the algo 5 minutes after the news. And then at 12 p.m. Chicago time, we have Fed Kashkari speaking. And then we've got the Fed beige book at 1. And then after market close at 5:30, we have Fed Evans and Fed Bullard speaking as well. So there might be, and that's medium impact sort of news events. So we might have some good price action after the market close. So that's something to watch out for. But for this afternoon, we just have something at 12 p.m. Kashkari is speaking at 12. Dick is asking, how long have I been trading? Well, My trading journey has been rather interesting. I used to run my own company, and like every other retailer, got interested in trading, in day trading as a way of making extra cash. So I would do it while I was working, which obviously wasn't a very good thing. This is going back sort of like 8 years ago. And I'll tell you, I've tried everything under the sun. Ha! Okay, my first trade is my first trade. I still remember. I was working and I was using my mobile phone to put on trades, and I was really interested with the way price was moving, going up and down, and within 5 minutes I've made $100, and so I thought, oh gosh, this is easy, yeah, don't we all say that? Yeah, I thought, oh, okay, that's easy, let's see how it goes. So I opened an account with FXCM, and a small account. At that point, I didn't know much about it, and I would attend their webinars and things like that. But once I put my money, oh, it was FX. Yeah, like most of us, we always start in FX, don't we? Because it's low entry. It's low entry market. So I would put, I think I put in 500 £500 in my FXCM account, and boy, did I watch it go down. Yeah, I have blown a few accounts over the years, and honestly, I look at that as part of my training. No pain, no gain. You have to learn somehow, and the market is a good teacher. So after my FXC account, and then obviously, like all of you, went on the net, found more as education. I thought, well, I didn't know enough. Let me see what education I can find. Found somebody who was offering an EA. At that point, I was trading on MetaTrader 4. And this guy in Thailand, I think, was selling an automated EA. I didn't have a clue what was behind that EA. He just told us that he's doing really well. How stupid could one be? Yeah, we've all done it. We've all done it. Yeah. Rick is just laughing. Of course, of course. Oh, don't be shy. We've all done it. Okay, so, and boy, did I lose with that EA. Of course, I instantly unsubscribed. And at that point, I realized that I needed a little bit more learning, because at this rate, I'm just going to be donating my money to other people, really. So the next one was a Greek guy who was offering a crossover system and some education. And when he explains it in front of you, it works. It works for him. And he did explain how he was using it. But for some bizarre reason, I just was never profitable. Why? I don't know why. Because, like, okay, you know how these people teach you? They teach you that they teach you using previous data, historical data, right? And in a historical chart, anybody can show you after the fact how well this entry was, and this exit, and this is where you're supposed to enter, and this is where you're supposed to come out, and look how much you'd have made, and that sort of thing. And it looked really good. So I thought, why not? Okay. So I enrolled 2,500 for that course. Yeah, it was over a period of, oh gosh, I can't remember, 3 months or something like that. And then we're supposed to have this Skype group discussions and whatnot. Oh boy, it just wasn't working for me. I just felt like, gosh, I'm I'm not going to get anywhere there. So I jumped from that strategy again. I had to find something that really works. So my next attempt was pure price action. Everyone was talking about pure price action. Yeah. So I thought, okay, let me take a look at that. And this is with a guy called ICD. He's very popular, and I'll tell you one thing, his analysis is spot on. Yeah, it's really, really good. I like that. Although he never when I was doing his mentorship, he said, oh, he will do live trading. And the whole year finished, and he didn't do any successful live trading. Every time he did live trading, it was a massive loss. All the time, it was never successful when he live traded, right? It was never. But when you look at his analysis, it's all kosher, really. Yeah. And so I would say that he's an extremely good analyst. But as a trader, I don't know. Anyway, and I really enjoyed this course. He's one of the first people to make me aware of institutional trading and institutional tricks and that sort of thing. So that really got me really interested in digging deeper into the educational aspect. I really realized at that point that I didn't really know much about the market, and I needed to really take it seriously. So, and of course, I devoured all his trading videos, which are really good. And but still, I felt something was missing with that strategy. Although it was an eye-opener, I still needed something a little bit more. Okay, and by this point, I started to understand the markets a little bit more. Okay, let's just come back to the chart. It's doing some interesting stuff. Okay. Okay, so where was I about my trading journey? Okay, I tried price action, and so I got very deep into that, and then I discovered a book about dark pools. That really got my imagination going about how people use, or how basically the market is changing or has changed since trading houses adopted algorithmic trading. Do you remember that whole hoo-ha about high frequency trading and that sort of thing? And I thought, oh, okay, this is interesting. Let me take a look into it. And obviously, I tried a few strategies here and there, and but I'm not a coder. I don't have programming skills, and I started to look for a programmer to put together my trading system, because I was very much a manual discretionary trader. And what I discovered is that it was quite expensive, and also trying to get a non-trader programmer to actually do it, or to actually understand what I was on about, was proving very challenging. And that's when I stumbled on this no coding skill sort of algo creating tool. And they are quite, since I discovered this one, I've discovered that there are quite a few out there. And what really also convinced me to go into algo trading was I subscribed to the platform called DarwinX. I'll put more information on Downix in the comments. They have this sort of rating system of trading strategies, and people can buy into these trading strategies. So it's a way of making money while you are just trading for yourself, and other people, if they see that your system is performing quite well, they can buy into it and you get a share of the profits. So not a bad thing, is that? So when you look at the top performing sort of accounts, are algo based. So this totally convinced me that I was on the right track. And then the other platform that I looked at that actually got me even going some more was the Robbins Cup World Championship. If you sign into that and look at the various strategies that are being or the various accounts within that, the top performing ones are algo based. So in my mind, everything algo based seems to be outperforming anything else. So why not? So I thought to myself, no, let me invest in this. So I bought this platform. It's not cheap by any means. I don't want to lie to you. Okay, it's not cheap, but I see it as part of the investment in my journey. So I started putting strategies together, and yeah, it's a steep learning curve. It took me, somebody just asked it, how long it took me to get comfortable using it. I'm still to tell you the truth, I don't use everything in it. I just use the things that make sense to me. Okay, and my strategies are rather simple, and from what I gather, the simpler the better. But with time, who knows, I might do complicated stuff. No, it's fun. It's fun. I like, maybe you see, I come from a computing background in terms of I was an IT trainer, software trainer, and web design, that sort of stuff. So I'm quite comfortable around software, really, and figuring out how it works, and that's catching on. Once I know the basics, I'm quite comfortable to explore on my own. So I'm still learning. Yeah, the learning never stops. That's one thing I'll say. Always try to keep on learning, because if you stop learning, what else is there? You die. Okay, so that's how I got to where I am now, with 100% confidence, with absolutely 99% confidence in my algos. Somebody just asks, well, what about the one? What is the 1%? The 1% is because algos are very much dependent on where you are located. Basically, that affects your internet speed. Because if imagine you've got a lagging internet connection and price is moving, what do you think happens? Obviously, you're going to be left behind. By the time your signal comes on and it's enacted by the computer, it's too late. So you need to really have a high-speed sort of connection. And big firms are co-located near the exchanges for exactly this reason. So it's not a fallacy. You might have your own computer in a far-flung place and your internet connection is not good. Well, you can use, I would say, if you're going to use algos, use them as a signal provider rather than to automate it, because you're going to be late all the time if your internet connection is not reliable. And also the 1% comprises of your computer. If your computer is not in a healthy state or rather slow, it's not going to, by the time you open up something like Ninja Trader and all the data crunching is happening in the background, this is going to put so much strain on your PC, and it might just buckle under. Okay, so if you can afford it, have a purely trading machine separate from everything else. There was a point when I went for the virtual machines, but even then, maybe I came across the wrong one, I don't know. But with the virtual ones, I subscribed over a period of 6 months to a virtual machine, so that I could let the algo trade 24, not sort of 24 hours, so that the algo is on 24 hours a day, and I would encode within my algo when it's supposed to start trading and when it's supposed to go to sleep, basically. Yeah, so I would say, okay, the machine or the algo would close, let's say 5 minutes before market close, and then opens 5 minutes after the market reopens. Yeah, and then it trades throughout and then closes at 5 minutes before market close again, you know. So a VPN was good for the no, a virtual machine was quite good for that, but still there were issues. I wasn't confident about reliability and that sort of thing, so I unsubscribed after about 6 months. So now I'm just using my own local machine with a very high speed internet connection via Virgin, which I'm in the UK, so Virgin is one of the providers. It's fiber optic. My data is coming from Europe. Okay, I'm trading with N to Trade, and they give you well, actually, I subscribe to Rhythmic data feed. And the nearest point of connection is in Europe, so that's where my data is coming from, and that's how fast I get it. And I'll say that it's not that slow. I think it's about a second, but we all know that price moves faster than that. Okay, that's why I don't get involved in the very fast moving markets, because my machine is not built for that. Yeah, or my setup is not built for that. If you really want to be trading on a second by second basis, or a nanosecond, you need to be co-located, I think. By co-location means that you are right there in the back room of the exchange or something, and big firms actually pay a lot of money to be located just there. I'll try and put up a picture of co-located PCs. These days, you don't get offices or trading floors full of traders on the trading floor shouting their numbers. You get a warehouse full of machines blinking away. Someone is asking, how do you decide which indicators to use when you put together an algo? Thanks, Kate, for that question. For me, I already had my strategies, and also it's about finding out about more strategies online and books. There are a lot of books out there, and good information websites on strategies and things like that. So it's a matter of just going and do your research and find something that resonates with you. So for instance, when I look at the Ichimoku, my first experience with the Ichimoku indicator was really one of those of run a mile. Yeah, I just it just didn't make any sense to me. You see all these lines, squiggly bits going all over the place, and I was like, God, how am I supposed to? My mind just went blank, really. Yeah, it just went blank. I thought, how the f am I supposed to understand that? So I put it aside, and I went for the easy ones. But over time, I've actually learned to appreciate the Ichimoku because, as you can imagine, it's 5 indicators in one. It gives you trend direction, momentum, price action. Yeah. Whereas usually you'd have to put a moving average, MACD, this and that. But in this case, Ichimoku just wham bam. Everything is in one place, and all you've got to do is wait for your signals to be triggered. Yeah. It is so simple, but as a human to trade this, it's quite nerve-wracking. Well, for me anyway. I'm a cow. I became a coward of manual trading, really, because what I found is that I would tend to close my trades as soon as I was in. Well, not as soon as, but when I got a certain amount of profit. And someone said, "Well, switch off the. Don't look at the P&L." Yeah, I might not look at the bloody P&L, but as price moves, I know whether it's positive or negative or whether my stop is just about to be hit or not. So the sense of self-preservation says move it, close it. Yeah. So that's why I tend to algo trading. Yeah. Because I leave it to it and I just turn my back on it. And you know what I do during my trading? I play music and dance. Okay, one of these, somebody says, oh, somebody's just laughing, saying you dance during trading. Yeah, I do. I do. Yeah, I do dance during trading. What sort of music? Dance music. I love dancing. So one day I will put in an insert of my trading shenanigans. While the algo is trading, I listen to music and I dance. I know, I know. Everyone has got their own quirks, isn't it? Okay.